Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 18:15 Zulu on February 27th, 2024. And this is Tuesdays with DX Engineering, but this is a special edition because today we have three young guys that are on a contest expedition. So let's say hello to Bray, to Michael, to Sam. And where are you guys?
We are on St. Thomas Island in the Virgin Islands, and we're in an Airbnb here with a great terrain location for the contest, and we're so excited.
And so for the contest, Michael, what is your call sign going to be?
Our call sign is going to be NP2R for the contest, but before the contest, we're going to be operating with KP2 stroke our calls here. So
okay, so everybody needs to introduce themselves, your name and your call sign.
Good, Sam.
My name is Sam, Whiskey Oscar 5 Tango, W5T.
And where are you from, Sam?
I live in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay.
And then I'm Michael, W3MLJ in Western Pennsylvania.
I'm Bray, KC1KUG from New Hampshire.
From New Hampshire, Bray. Nice to have you along. And all of you guys have had experience in contesting and operating at other contest stations. So whose idea was this to pack your stuff up? Aren't you guys supposed to be in school or something?
So it all started one night when Michael and I were on a call. And actually, this was just before we took our other expedition up to Swans Island in Maine. And I was talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, we should go somewhere for a contest." And all of a sudden, it ended up being it just happened. I don't even really know how it happened, but we talked about it one night, and now we're here. So.
Wow. And who's the oldest one there?
It's probably me. I'm 22. 22.
All right. So you're the adult in the room.
Yes.
Look out.
Looking after everyone.
So you get this idea. Bray and Michael put this idea together. You get together with Sam, and then you guys all get yourself down to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? And what's the weather like down there?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's been right around 80 degrees the whole time. Even throughout the night, it stays relatively warm. But the rain is a little bit of an issue today, as it was yesterday. But it's just like sporadic kind of showers. It hasn't been raining all day, but when it comes really hard. There's a lot of rain when it starts.
Let's talk about. Let's get back to radio here. Let's talk about the station. What radios did you bring down? You're at an Airbnb, right? So you had to bring everything. Is that right?
Yeah. So the radios we brought were a Yaesu 710, then a Flex 6300 radios we already had, and so the antennas, our original plan at least, was going to be a spider beam. We're having to compromise it a little now here, but it's still going to be good. And then 40 dipole, 80 dipole, and a 116 vertical.
As well as a DX Commander vertical for in-band. We're working on we're doing in-band as well because we have three guys in one radio, so trying to make it even.
Right, and Bray, you're operating low power. Is that right?
Yes, we are. We're doing low power. Not only because it's a lot easier, but the scores tend to be a little bit, easier to it tends to be a little bit easier to win low power than high power. So it's a win-win, really.
Right. And Bray, why don't you talk a little bit about the terrain of the QTH that you've got?
So we're here in the northwestern part of the island, kind of. There's not really a northwestern part of the island, but we're here kind of on the western part, overlooking a wonderful bay. It drops off about 700 feet within 1,900 or 2,000 feet. So it's a pretty steep grade. Right down to the water where it's directly towards the U.S. So the way that the bay works is there's the bay. Oh, this is mirrored. The bay is like this, and it covers the entirety of North America from W6 to Maine, is covered by this phenomenal drop off, which will work very well with the spider beam. We ran HFTA and stuff to make sure that we were going to have a good figure out the height and everything. So we found out that it's going to be pretty good towards the US.
So have you been on the air yet from there?
We got on the air last night with just the DX Commander vertical, mostly on 40 and 20, and then we've done some operating on 10 this morning as well.
And what do you guys think? I mean, how's it working?
Everything seems to be great so far. We're pretty loud. We have very low noise here and making a bunch of contact.
Wow, that's great. And Sam, how do you expect your experience? I mean, you operated at K5TR, you've operated with N5TJ and some other locals there. How do you expect that experience is going to help you, Sam, down here in St. Thomas?
I think it's been very helpful to have people to lean on making the decisions of, what band do we want to be on and what time, and kind of just being able to bounce ideas off them. And there's a lot of things just watching their operating that surprised me. And whenever I get surprised, I'll ask them about it and learn something from it. So.
No, that's great. I mean, all of you guys have had some really good experience. Michael, your experience mostly in Western Pennsylvania, but you've also operated at other contest stations up in the Northeast.
Yeah, quite a few. This past year, I went to K1RX for Worldwide Sideband. The previous year to K1LZ. So quite a few stations up there in the Northeast. Yeah.
And Bray, you've made the circuit too. You've operated in several places.
Yeah, I made my way up to Crossies in Maine. I've operated mostly remote. That's kind of my thing. I do a lot of remote, but this will be my third ARRL phone from the Caribbean. So I'm kind of trying to keep that record.
All right. So where else in the Caribbean have you operated from?
Last year for this contest, I operated from NP4Z, and the year before that was from Zulu Fox 5 Tango in the Cayman Islands. Nice.
So you've got experience here. This is really cool. So you guys have put together some plans. How many QSOs do you think you're going to make in the contest this weekend?
That's a dangerous question.
Well, our original plan, our goal, I should say, is to beat the existing low power record held by VP5M, though there was a crew of 4 incredible operators that set that record. So it's a reach. And with conditions being as good as they are, it seems everybody's very much focused on Europe. So I think that a good goal would maybe be around 6K. If we can break 6K, I think we'll be happy.
So that's 6,000 contacts.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the score? What is the record score? Do you know that, Bray?
Yes, it's 7.8 million. They did 7,800 Qs ish, maybe 7,600. But they did a phenomenal job with multipliers. They worked every multiplier that was there. So that's what really set them apart was how many multipliers they worked.
Right. So, and you guys are going to be on the scoreboard?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, great. And what logging software are you guys using?
We're all N1MM fans.
Okay. No, that's good. And so you'll be using N1MM. You'll be on the live scoreboard. And tell us about how the operating schedule. You got 3 guys. You got 2 radios. How's that operating schedule going to go?
So it's pretty interesting. About a month before we came down here, we spent quite a few hours developing an operating schedule and seeing where is going to be the best. And so we're not all going to be sleeping. Somebody's going to be up. So we're going to have another audio cable with a headset, another computer for the run radio during high rate times for partner. So we can try and work through everybody as quick as we can there. So that'll it's pretty well set up. 2-3 hour shifts in that area. It depends on the time, rate, and everything like that. So.
Well, that's really cool, Michael. What do your parents think about this whole thing?
Well, it was funny the first time I went up to Braden's actually, and I was 13, 14 at the time. And they were like, well, you're going all the way up to New Hampshire. What were you going to be good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And so now it's pretty much every year I've done something. I'm like, okay, go have fun. Virgin Islands. See ya. Bye.
And how old are you now, Michael?
I'm 18. So.
18. All right. And Bray, how old are you?
I'm 18 as well.
Okay. So 2 18-year-olds and a 22-year-old. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, that is really cool. And I know there's a lot of young guys and young girls, for that matter, in the yacht and YOTA that are all thinking, man, you guys are the luckiest guys in the world right now, being able to go down there. So what other things are you going to do and see while you're in St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands?
Well, we're going to go to the beach. It's a given there. So there's another island, St. John. That's a quick ferry ride 6 miles away. So might go there for Thursday or Wednesday. It all depends on how quick we can get all these antennas set up and see if we have to overnight ship anything that we forgot. So.
And are there any hams there on St. Thomas that you're going to visit?
No, unfortunately, a lot of them are on St. Croix, the other island. So
right.
There's not many here, unfortunately. It's a more touristy island. So.
Okay. All right. Well, and November Papa 2 Radio will be the call. And tell us about QSL cards, Sam. How are people going to do QSLs, LOTW, Club Log, etc.?
We're definitely going to upload to Logbook of the World, and I believe we have
a QSL manager.
We do have a QSL manager.
Yeah, that's all on our QRZ page as well, the address and everything on that. So,
all right. So for more information, you go to the QRZ.com website and look for November Papa 2 Radio. Hey, let's see who's here in the chat room, guys. Make sure. If you've got any questions for these guys, they're going to have the time of their life. A 48-hour contest coming up. We've got John is on Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel from Western Pennsylvania, and he says youth plus ham radio as good as it gets. I think that's true. And let's go up to the top of the list here and see who's checked in. From Brazil, it's Papa Uniform 1. Yankee Zulu, and also Jose X-Ray Echo 2 Zulu, and congratulations and the best. Also, Eric is on Kilo 4 Radio Juliet Victor, and from the DX Engineering sales team, it's K5 Tango Golf Sierra. That's Tim in Texas. He said, "What a great group of young hams. Good luck, guys." And here's Ray Higgins. Now, if I was going to go on a DXpedition or a contest expedition, this is a guy that I would take with me because he's a MacGyver. He can make, you give him some sticks and stones, he'll build you a 200-foot tower and have stacked Yaggies on it. And Ray, thanks very much for being on here and being an inspiration to these guys. We've got Scotty on here, Whiskey Kilo 3 November. He says, interesting and well-educated young amateurs. They have a great future as hams. And thank you, Scotty, for being an inspiration as well. And here's Mark, N4 Bravo Charlie Delta. Michael, you live in my old hometown, and I notice you're along the parade route. Enjoy your expedition. And, of course, Mark is chairman of the Huntsville Ham Fest. Mark, thanks so much for being here. Jim is on Whiskey Victor 0 Quebec, and our friend Dan from Kentucky, WA4 Mike Oscar Mike, and good luck and have a safe trip home. And Adrian is on Papa Echo 2 Kilo from the Netherlands, and from Katie from Columbiana, Ohio, Kilo Echo 8 Lima, Quebec Radio, who was operated here at K3LR. She was just here for the 160-meter CW contest and did a great job. And Steve, November 2, India Charlie, is on. Steve just got back from Charlie Bravo 0. How about that? That was some, you talk about spider beam problems.
Yeah. Well, me and Braden were actually lucky enough. We were on the remote CB0ZEW part of that. So that was definitely a good time.
Nice. Well. That is great. And then our friend Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel. And we've got Alpha Bravo 3 Alpha Hotel. Ed is on. Great to see young contesters. Who says there's no youth in ham radio? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys are just going to have too much fun this weekend. I really do. And so it's 160 through 10. You're going to be on 160, right?
Yep,
that's correct.
And it ought to be just amazing. What about the rate, Bray? What kind of rates do you think you guys are going to get?
So previously, from Zulu Fox 5 Tango and NP4 Zulu, we were able to achieve 300 plus hours for 2 hours. Each from each station. So given the circumstances and the conditions the past couple of weeks, I'm thinking that we might not be able to break 300 an hour this time, but we should have hopefully consistent rate, which seems to be the issue with poor conditions. Is it's great during the day and it's really bad at night. So I'm hoping that we have nice consistent rate, even if it's not 300 plus the whole time. Thinking that we should have a few hours of 250-ish area, hopefully. And we have in-band, so that will hopefully fetch another maybe 30 Qs an hour, 20 Qs an hour on average, which, really adds up over the contest. But
it does, and you guys are very progressively thinking when doing the in-band too. That is anybody that is operated in multi can tell you that's a tough job.
Yeah,
that's a really tough job. And it sounds like you're on a restricted area too, a restricted space, which makes it even more challenging. But I know you guys are up to the challenge. I think it's just going to be phenomenal. And we can't wait to hear the stories afterwards to see exactly what happened, and we're going to be watching you on the scoreboard and wishing you a lot of luck. Any other things you guys want to talk about before we shut this down?
Not really, no. So
and
I think we got it all covered.
With all the bad weather here in the U.S., you guys are going to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's thundering outside right now. So.
All right. Well, maybe when the thunder's done, but we wish you a lot of luck, and we want to make sure you get home safe. And we'll have you on the show again and talk about all the fun that you had. But we want to say good luck to Sam, to Michael, to Bray, the team at November Papa 2 Radio, St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands. They'll be on this weekend in the ARRL International DX Phone Contest. So look for them on the HF bands. 73 guys and 73 to all of you watching today. We'll see you next time here at DX Engineering.
Thanks, and see y'all on the air.